Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady and principal owner of Everett Tax Solutions, where we help you win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the small business community. And we are talking about tax season 2021, filing for tax year 2021, tax season 2022, the season that's coming up. We're already talking about it because we are already expecting this coming tax season to be just as challenging as the previous two tax seasons. So with this video, I want to talk about some things that you can do to help make it a little bit easier in the process, whether you are a tax professional and you need to update your organizer, or if you are a client that the information that you need to have ready. If you do those things, then it'll be a little less painful during the filing season, okay? So number one, the third stimulus. Okay, so one of the things that threw people off in the year of 2021 is we received the second stimulus in January of 2021. Well, that was supposed to be reconciled on your 2020 tax return, but there was also that third stimulus, that $1,400 one that came a couple of months later. That's going to be reconciled on your 2021 tax return. So you need to know how much of that $1,400 stimulus that you received. You need to double check your IRS account. And if you're filing joint, you definitely want to check your bank account as well. One of the things that has been an absolute nightmare is that people did not report the accurate amounts of stimulus repayment received. Then they took a credit on their tax returns. The IRS adjusted it, and there was just letters flying around like a ticker tape parade. Okay, there are millions of math error letters that have gone out, and that has done nothing but increase your anxiety as a client. And for the tax professionals, your anxiety becomes then our anxiety, okay? So for that third stimulus, you definitely want to double check to know how much you received of that stimulus so it can be reported properly, okay? Number two, this advanced child tax credit, okay? So you need to definitely be tracking this. You are expected to receive a letter 6419 in January that shows you how much of a tax credit you received. Now, for joint filers, if you were eligible for the advanced child tax credit, both of you would have had to opt out in order for there to be no money received, okay? But so if one person opted out and the other one did not, then there may have still been some money there. So you're going to get the letter 6419. Again, you can also check your IRS account and check your bank accounts to make sure that these numbers match up. Number three, the retirement withdrawal. Okay, so we know because of COVID that you could take out up to $100,000 from your retirement account and not pay penalties, and also spread the tax out over 3 years. If you did that, you need to make sure that you have that information available. Okay, so just in case you are going to a new tax professional and you did this, it also has to be accounted for on your 2021 tax return as well as your 2022 tax return if you spread the tax out over 3 years. Okay, so in 2020 filing, you had to file a form 8915E. There is currently a form 8915F, as in Frank, that is in draft form for you to reconcile these retirement withdrawals, okay? So you got to know that too. Number four, our favorite subject, PPP and EIDL. Okay, so first the PPP. The PPP is the Paycheck Protection Plan loans. The loan is a loan until it is forgiven or a portion of it is forgiven. So depending on the type of business structure that you have, you may have, non-taxable income to report. Even though it's not taxable, depending on the business structure you have, you still have to report it as tax exempt income. And the expenses covered by the PPP loan are also tax deductible, okay? And then for EIDL, there was the grant portion and the loan portion of the EIDL. So the EIDL grant, again, is not taxable, and the expenses covered by EIDL are tax deductible, okay? And then if you got the loan part, it's just that a loan, it has to be repaid, is carried on your balance sheet, okay? So that means you got to have bookkeeping to know it's on your balance sheet. All right. And then number 5 is you need to definitely have your 2019 tax return available. One of the things that happened for 2020 is for folks that received the earned income credit, you could use the 2019 income if it was higher than your 2020 income. Okay. So for the 2021 filing, you'll still be able to use the 2019 income if it's higher than your 2021. So you're going to need to have your 2019 tax return available. No, you cannot use the 2020 income. It's the 2019. All right. So one of the things that has been happening and why this is so important right now is there are a lot of tax professionals who have reduced their client list. There are people that flat out retired. There are people that sold their practices. Your tax professional may not be working this year. Okay. So there are a lot of people that are going to be going to new tax professionals, and you need to make sure that you get this information from your current tax professional before the filing year. If you get all of this together now, then it will not be such a struggle during the filing season. And when your tax professional, whoever it is, sends you the organizer with all of these questions on there that you hate to answer, the reason they're there is so that we can reduce the amount of time it takes to prepare your return. So it does not help us when you're fighting us tooth and nail on filling out the organizer because you don't think it's necessary. We wouldn't ask if it wasn't necessary. Okay. And then the bonus thing that you can do is set up an IRS account. I know that there has been a lot of pushback on setting up the IRS account because they are using the ID.me, and it can seem just a little invasive with all that you have to submit to prove your identity. But that's the point of it all, to reduce identity theft and to be able to use your IRS account to get this information so that you're not having to spend time trying to call, die on hold, go try to find letters and all of this that you probably tossed in the trash anyway. So go get the IRS account so that in the event that you do need to go look up some stuff, the account is already set up. Yes, it is time consuming, but I know at least in the military, we have been using ID.me for several years now. And I mean, I'll be honest, even the password, I'm like, listen, it's already hard for me to come up with password, but their password combination, yeah, it's extra, but it's extra for a reason. Okay. That's all I'm saying. So, to help reduce identity theft. So I would say, really start planning for filing your 2021 tax returns now. If you do the work now, then when it's time to file, you will have all of that information together, and it would just make filing your 2021 tax return a lot smoother process. Are there still possible changes to be made? Yes. Congress has this great knack of sending out new tax changes in December, and last year it was during the middle of the tax season. So anything that you could do now to help prepare, then the only thing that you'll really have to deal with is if there are any changes that happen at the last minute. But this stuff is what we know it's going on. If you get that done now, then that's going to make your 2021 tax filing just a little bit easier. All right. So I hope that helps you out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye.